some stuff to talk about. And if you look into Paul's background, no, this is not a Dexter kill room. This is actually his basement in his new house. We moved. I say we because I helped for one day, like part of a day.
Part of a day.
That was like
It was a day.
It was a day. It was like the speed run day. We had to
Yep.
move really, really fast, and you had to be out like the next day by 5
5
p.m.
o'clock, and I was
Yeah.
out by 2:35.
Let's go. Let's go. We moved a bunch of boxes. We had some good times, and we got a story to share with you guys about what's going on with Paul, which you find out in a moment. It's going to affect the channel. I will say that. What has happened to Paul will affect the channel for an amount of time that is yet to be
TBD.
determined. Yeah, it is TBD. Like, we're going to figure out what the heck is going on. So that's going to be fun. We'll get to that in a minute. Let's start with some good news, some good things going on. There was a disaster. That's not the good news. There was a disaster. That's the bad news. But the good news is some people are doing some really good things to help out with that. So if you haven't heard about what's going on in North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida,
Georgia.
all up the coast, Georgia, like this stinking Hurricane Helene came through, and it was bad, y'all. It was real bad. And prayers go out to everybody who has had their livelihood taken away from them. It's awful to see that. It has halted a lot of business. Companies in the fishing realm have been affected. People have obviously been affected, and unfortunately, it's ruined some lives. So there's a lot of really cool efforts going on right now to support those communities and those people down there. And we want to show support wherever we can. First and foremost, Kayak Adventure Series. Shout out to Drew Gregory. We've been talking about the Broodstock event, which I wish we could go to. One, this thing that happened to Paul, we couldn't have gone anyways. Same with Knucklehead Bass Series. It's like we've been getting yelled at all year round, and like even if we had done it, you would have not been able to participate, which would have been even worse.
I'm
we would have
very cursed on this
way
one.
bad. Yeah, exactly. And then you moving. There's just like a lot of stuff going on with us right now, so it's unfortunate we couldn't be there. But Broodstock for Kayak Adventure Series, we're gonna put the links. Chaz already put the link for Kayak Adventure Series up. It's free now, and you can donate to support. So if you want to donate to support, again, everything going to help Hurricane Helene efforts and natural disasters that have been going on down there. So they're going to be helping out with those communities. So if you want to participate, go do it. If you just want to donate, go do that. There's lots of ways that you can do that. And then another one that was brought to my attention in an IG message, actually, and I think I saw it was North Georgia bass fishermen posted about this sometime this week as well. This one's on Tourney X, and Chaz is going to post this as well. So this is Helene Relief for WNC Kayak Bass Tournament, if you're looking it up on Tourney X. But this is a pretty cool one. So supported by Dugout Bait and Tackle, Festive Water, Westbrook Supply Co., a bunch of other different companies. There's prizes in there from Yak Attack, Catch, Cashin, Rapala, 13 Fishing, X Zone, all sorts of stuff. So again, just another tournament opportunity / way to give back, way to donate, way to support those communities down there. So do those if you can, or find different ways if you're not doing those to support those efforts, because it's going to be a lot of work. And again, people have lost their livelihood over this. So I just wanted to start top of show, point that out. Hey, support wherever you can. We wanted to shout it out on the show to try and spread the word as much as we can. If you guys can share those tournaments around, that would be great as well. All right. So next thing, this is actually a pretty cool thing as well. We want to be able to give you guys something. We're actually doing a giveaway, and I wish I could have promoted it more. We were off last week because Paul was moving, but this is the last chance I get to say, hey, this is happening, because next Tuesday on our members only live, if you are a member, you get to qualify for this. If you're not a member, you don't. If you want to be a member, click join below, find out how. But if you're a member, you come to our live next Tuesday, 8:15 p.m. Eastern. We will be here. We will be live. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're giving away the Wilderness Systems Eye Attack. It's the inflatable kayak from Wilderness Systems. You guys saw it in a video. If you haven't, go back in the channel. You can check it out. This is a literal kayak giveaway. I will be shipping it to you. Hopefully you're in the US, because gosh dang, if you're in Canada, that's going to be a pain in my arse. But if you are in the US, I should be able to get this thing to you no problem. If you want to qualify, again, click join below. Feel free to join any level of membership. You will qualify for this. We appreciate you guys, and we only do giveaways on our members only lives. So last chance, join up. See you Tuesday. Get a chance to win that. We're going to give it away right there on the live. All right, let's get to the Q and D, because we got to talk about your story, your epic battle with a refrigerator. That's the teaser that everybody gets.
Oh God! All right, so if you guys have ever moved, look, here's the deal. I'm moving into a new house.
Yep.
I painted my kids' rooms before we moved in. I took the whole week off of work, Monday through Friday. Painted my kids' rooms, painted the cabinets. Tough job.
You're just crushing it, man.
Living life. I'm just hammering away. I'm so excited. And then I had from Thursday to Sunday to like move all my stuff. And I'm like, that's plenty of time. I have a truck the whole time. We're going to knock this thing out. It's going to be a piece of cake. So Thursday night, I do the last coat of paint on the cabinets. Feeling I'm done. I've finished the hard part. Now I just got to move stuff. That's easy. So Thursday night, I'm like, yeah, we're moving stuff. So I was like, 10 o'clock at night, perfect time to load up some boxes, basically get a full truckload of stuff ready to go to unload at the new house first thing Friday morning. So I get about 30, 40 boxes, 20, 30 boxes in. And I had some appliances delivered. They're supposed to be delivered to the new house. Costco system cannot identify your address. We're in a new build neighborhood, so the street is like new. They don't have a name associated with the address. They don't even know the address exists, so they won't deliver it there. So I'm like, that's frustrating. Well, just drop it off at my old house. I'm moving everything anyway. So I've got a refrigerator in a box, brand new, and a washer dryer, same deal. I'm like, I better get those in there. That's like the first thing I want to install. So I'll get those in the truck tonight. That'll be a big win. So I have an appliance dolly. I've moved like at least a dozen refrigerators.
Yeah.
At least in my time. Not a big deal. So I get this thing on the appliance dolly, which is like, it's made for this. I load it up. Nothing. It's not hard. I get it onto the dolly. I walk it up the ramp, no problem. And I'm on like an incline, because I've backed the truck up my driveway. So like the back of the truck's facing my house. The front of the truck is like pointed down. The
truck's like this, tail end here, front end here, right?
So I'm walking down, and then I go to stand it up, and I realize that the van I have is not tall enough to take the refrigerator. No. So it hits the roof, and I'm like, oh, son of a gun. So then I bring it back down. I grab it with both hands on the dolly. I take one step forward, and my bicep just pops. I heard it happen. I just heard, and instantly my arm just like turned to jello. This fridge is probably 300 pounds. And then it's going backwards. It's literally driving me towards the back of the truck. I'm looking at this box like, God, this is how I'm going to go out. Like I'm dead. This is how I'm dying. What?
That's how I got here, God.
This thing sits me on my butt, and I'd crush 2 boxes behind me, just absolutely smash them. And then I'm standing there. I've got one arm on the dolly, and I've got the fridge. It's like a foot from my face, and I'm holding it up, thinking like, how am I going to get out of this? I'm totally alone. Everyone's indoors. Like I'm alone.
Outdoors.
I am out of doors, and so. I just found a way to get my feet under me. I stood up. I walked it down one-handed down the ramp, stand it up in the garage. And I'm kind of like trying to talk myself out of it. I'm like, I probably just maybe pulled a muscle. Just a little tweak. I probably just need a little ice, a little Advil. We'll be fine. I look down at my right bicep, and I'm like, yeah, that one looks good. I look at the other bicep. I'm like, I better go get the keys and go to the emergency room. So I took the keys, drove to the emergency room. What did I do? I ruptured the tendon that attaches your bicep to your bone. So my bicep is like a spring, and it just coils up like right here, and it's just stuck there because it's not attached to anything. So I've been dealing with that for since Thursday night. Moved the whole house the next day. So I worked from 6 a.m. till Jeff, you left at like 10 or something like that.
Yep.
So I worked from 6 to 10 that day, and then did the same thing the next day, and then did the same thing the next day. And we got it all done. I had to hire movers. I'll say this right now. I have no reason to say this. I'm saying this because it's legit. I needed movers because I had a bunch of heavy stuff that I wasn't going to be able to get with or without help. There was no way. So I called movers Friday morning. 3 local places, big Michigan game this week, and everyone's like, "Yeah, we're not coming out. They can't get a crew of guys, or they couldn't get a truck. 24-hour notice. No harm, no foul. I get it." I called 2 men in a truck. Finally calls me back. Not only did they get a truck, they got the best crew of people to move this stuff ever. Jeff and I did a great job prepping it. It was prepped exactly what they asked for.
Yep.
But they walked in there professional, super nice, and super chill about it. They didn't complain one bit. They're carrying like a 500-pound gun safe, like down the stairs, no dolly, just 2 guys. Like insane.
Yes.
And they just handled business. So
awesome.
2 men in a truck, and they brought the price way down for me because you and I did so much work. It saved me like $1,200, and they were like, they didn't even think about it. It was honestly unreal. I've never even thought about getting movers. I'm not even going to think about moving again. There's no point. The dudes were awesome. So hats off to them. Hats off to Jeff. Hats off to my brother-in-law, my cousin-in-law, whole family. My brother came out. My mom came out. So my dad and my stepmom came out, and they absolutely we cleaned my old house looked brand new when I was done with it. So kudos to the family. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And I'm going to have surgery guaranteed next week, Wednesday. So I'll probably not be on the show. If I am, I'll be in like a stretcher, and I'll just be like, so
we're going to plan on you not being on the show.
I would plan on me not being there. And even if I'm there, I'm not going to be there.
I mean, as long as you're there Tuesday for our members, then I think we're fine. You take Wednesday off.
Oh, here's another thing. So the guy I got to do my surgery is in fact the surgery that he does all the surgeries for like orthopedic work for like the Tigers and like the Red Wings. So I got a good one. But he said probably before you're just like kind of going back to work doing like everyday stuff, even with an immobilized arm, probably 2 or 3 days.
2 or 3 days just back to moving?
Well, just back to just back to like normal life. I won't be back.
Stuff.
I won't be back
to normal.
It's hard to tell because the averages, they say like year and a half.
Yeah.
But the vast majority of those people that have that injury are like over 50.
That's fair.
So it's more about like, and I have like a super quality surgeon, so I'm gonna be set up really well. I'm hoping for like 6 months, and like in 2 or 3 months, kind of being back to like normal-ish, like 60%, 70%, and then hopefully 6 months to a year at the absolute most, being not 100%. But I'm pretty aggressive with PT, so, and I'm rigid, so like I will not be messing around.
Yeah. So I mean, the good news is to winter, less fishable time in Michigan, least fishable time in Michigan. So you're not going to miss too much. Doesn't look like we're going to have great ice here either, if we get ice at all. So it's not like you're missing anything. But if you want to go ice fishing, we could do that, because you can do that with one arm, no problem.
Right.
So set you up on a bucket and you just sit there. I'll dig the holes. It's all good, buddy. So potentially, I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
But then spring for us is really realistically like late March. So from here to March is 6 months. So you could
I think by 6 months, I think I'll be ready to roll. That's just you never know. You really don't. It's kind of up to your body, but I think so.
Yeah. So man, it's such a situation we are in. If you guys see any fishing videos, other than there's like 2, I think there's 2 more fishing videos that we already, maybe 3, I should say, that we've already recorded, that are getting edited, that'll get posted, where Paul is fishing in them. And actually maybe not even, because your camera was jacked before you got your DJI.
Yep.
We'll talk about a camera update in a minute. So you might see Paul fishing, but most of it, if we're on the water, it's me. Like, you're just getting me. Sorry, fam. That's what you get. No Paul for you. So I'll be out there. I'll be fishing. I'm still going to get after it. I've got a lot of motors that we're testing. I got my Newport MK300 in stock. It's installed. It's on the unlimited. I've already gone and ripped around my lake and probably scared half of the population of this private lake. I was doing freaking donuts in the middle of the lake today, so I'm sure somebody's like, what's going on over here? That's strange. That's weird. That's suspicious. This purple blur.
Suspect AF.
Very. So yeah, I mean, I've been cruising around on it. You'll get some videos on that. We're still gonna obviously film together. We're working on we're going to be working on setting up Paul's office there at the space that he's in right now. So I'll probably come help him hang some stuff up since he's a armed person now.
Well, I got to figure that out. So I think what I'm going to do is I bought like a 70-inch workbench. I just
Yep,
figured that was the easiest way to do it. So that's going to go back there.
probably.
What I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to put in like just a stud wall, and then that way I can hang shelves on it and stuff. But I think I'm just going to put a backdrop over it, at least for now, until I actually
Yep.
finish it. Then that way I can put shelving and stuff up and like hang things, but it'll still look like a wall.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll get that set up. We'll do some filming probably by the winter, if not in the spring, do some vlogging, unboxings and reviews and stuff in Paul's new space. We'll still be filming together, doing vlog style things. I mean, that's basically how winter works for us in Michigan because we can't go fish.
Yeah.
I can save up fishing videos that we can then post over the winter. They're not going to do anything because nobody's like cares about fishing
No
in
one
the winter.
cares. No.
What seems to work best for us is more like vlog style. So we'll do that. Paul will still be in videos. We're still going to continue on. It's just going to be, limping.
A little different.
Yeah, for now. We'll get back to normal eventually. All right. You did have a Q of the D kind of around
Related.
said injury. So what is an injury? What is the injury that terrifies you to your core? You're like, I hope that this never happens to me because if it did,
Yeah.
this would be horrible.
This is one of them for me. I thought for so long, I was like, during rugby, I was like, this is going to happen to me. I don't know why, but I was like, that's the injury that's coming for me. I imagined myself having it many times. Never happened.
Yeah.
And
That's
I've always been scared of it. And now I'm like, oh, great. I did it when I was 37. Cool. Much better. So that sucks. But that was one of them. The other one is ruptured Achilles. I'm horrified. And I'm like very afraid of ruptured Achilles.
Oh, yeah. Achilles, I would say, is one of mine for sure. And I've heard like when it snaps, it's like a gunshot. Like it's really loud.
I heard this.
That's wild.
It sounded like when you crack a crab shell, like you're eating lobster and you crack it. That's what it sounded like to me.
Man.
But I felt it at the same time, and it was like a twang. Like when I really think back on the feeling, it was like a twang. It was disgusting, and I hate everything about it, and I'll have nightmares about it forever.
Gross. Yeah. So that Achilles, any spinal injury, like period. The end. 100%. Any spinal injury, is horrible. Neck injuries.
I have a horrifying fear of breaking one of my fingers and having it jam backwards and like the bone splintering out of my finger.
Well,
I don't know why. I know.
Disturbing.
Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Don't you?
Just thought no.
Isn't that something you're afraid of?
Never thought about that ever. Thank you.
Somebody did say brain damage, and that is
100%
not on my list, but it should be. You know what I mean? Like I don't know why it's not, but it should
traumatic
be.
brain
Like
injury,
losing teeth. I broke my orbitals before.
Oh yeah.
That's a bad one, honestly. That's way worse than what I've got right now. But yeah, I don't like that. So Ruben Coolerlid said ankle injuries are the worst. And I think even worst. And I'll tell you right now, seeing ankle injuries is worse than experiencing ankle injuries. I've had a few. I haven't had one of those like shattering, like, where I've just deleted a joint, but I've seen some of those. A lot of people recover from those, shockingly enough. I'm blown away when people do. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the body can bounce back. Depends on how old you are. When I was in high school, I had like a horrible ankle roll. And like rolled it really, really bad in eversion versus inversion, everted ankle. So you roll the outside. I didn't tear.
And I meant terrifying.
Oh, it's terrifying. But the doc was like, I wish you had torn this. And I was like, really? Like I just
you wuss.
So
couldn't just like, finish the job.
I was like, really? Are we serious here? Okay, great. Good.
How long did that take you to recover from?
It was during football season. I recovered during the season. It happened preseason. I recovered during season and I still played. It was my senior year. So probably 6 to 8 weeks. Wasn't crazy. I
That's
mean,
not bad.
yeah,
I'll
you can
show you
get
one
back.
right here. You've seen this one.
Oh yeah,
So I
that's
have
so nasty.
yeah, so you can't really see, I don't know what the light is like really not showing it,
There's
but
a
there's
jagged
a Harry
section there.
Potter
Yeah,
looking scar where it starts all the way up
the
here,
boy who
goes
lived.
down this way, and then this way.
Yep.
I tore the tendon that attaches your thumb to your elbow. Well, really, it's right here. So it
Yep.
shredded that, and then shredded the ligament that controls your finger. So my fingers are just dangling. I did not even know that this one existed, and I just got really lucky, and I had an incredible hand surgeon. Uh,
Yep.
not, and I was at home. It was college, but I was at home,
Yep.
and I was so lucky because it happened at home. Because I went to the ER, stitched me up. I had like a hematoma that exploded, so I had blood just like shooting out of my wrist. And and then the next day they set me up with a surgery like 3 4 days later.
Yeah.
And it turns out this guy's like the best surgeon in the country at hands and wrists. He's like the best. Like there's nobody
Yep.
else. And 4 weeks later, I was rock climbing because I was working at the rock wall. I was rock climbing 4 weeks later, and the only thing that I didn't get, I have like 2% loss mobility. Like I can't do this, but I can with
Yep.
this hand. That's the only
Yeah.
thing I lost. Insanity.
That's wild. This show
Yeah.
is taking a turn. We're gonna get off of injuries in a second here.
I got so many more.
I know you do. It's wild. Like I don't have a lot. It's not that I've like sat in a cocoon of like styrofoam and protected myself my
Yeah,
whole life.
no, not at all.
I just don't have a ton of injury stories. But
Yeah,
all right, so DeBurley, this is the last one we'll talk
this is
about.
not good.
Gotta get off injuries. ACL and broken knee in a four-wheeler wreck. Dude, four-wheelers are like the
Yeah.
most so dangerous.
Yeah.
While sitting up in a deer stand. Check. That's awful. Hand injuries like burns and cuts and fingers suck too, 100%. They just sting forever when you injure your hands and fingers because
Yeah.
you have to touch everything with them. Get better soon. P Dub. He gave you a nickname. That's your new nickname. I'm calling you P Dub from now on. I like that. P Dubs. What up, P Dubs?
Oh God.
I won't.
I won't.
He says ready for cold water fishing. Dog, me too. Like I'm ready for
Yeah.
some jerk bait bites. Sorry, Chaz. You
Feel
clicked
that.
the button, not me. Thank you. All right. So that was some fun injury talk. Let's move on from that. All right, so we covered what happened with Paul. Obviously, it's going to make a minor change to the channel. Just that if we're on the water, it's going to be me, and if we're in the office, I'll be with Paul as much as we possibly can to do unboxings, reviews, vlogs, and all of that stuff.
I'll still be doing shorts.
100%, yeah. So Paul's still doing shorts. I'm going to be doing a good portion of the shorts too. If it's out on the water, it's probably me.
Exactly.
The fishing clip is probably me. There you go.
I'll handle the reviews and the jokes.
Thanks, because I'm not funny. Thanks, buddy. Sick burn.
I'll be handling the jokes.
I'll be handling the jokes. You uncultured swine.
Exactly.
You hack. How often do you get called a hack? Like,
not very often. That's the one. I love that. Like hack is such.
That's where you do this. You just like you're like, whoa, bro.
Dang, bro.
All right, my bad. I will not tread on you anymore. Moving on. All right, so you got a new house. We're gonna do some content with that eventually. Once
so
we get it built out.
the new house content. So the
Mhm.
third car garage. So I'll be setting up like a whole corner of my garage. I also have like we bought a new TV, so I have an extra huge TV that I have like
we
no
could film
use
in the
for.
garage.
I'm putting that son of a gun in the garage. So we're gonna do a little maybe a little makeover. I'll just take a video of it now when it's just like a pile of garbage because it's literally just a pile of garbage right now. And then when it's done, we'll have to do like a little reveal because it's gonna be. I think I'm gonna frame in the TV inside the garage.
I think you should for sure.
So that's gonna be so sick.
So we're gonna watch games out there, and then we're gonna film out there. So I think we can do some unboxings out there.
Sit out there and pet my lures. I don't know.
Not
you
sure I would
heard
recommend
me.
that. Swim baits only. You got it. All right. DeBurley does bring up a good point. I could just tow you around the lake and say like fish there with your one hand.
You ever try and survive in the water with one arm?
Yeah, it's easy. What are you talking about?
I don't think
you got a PFD.
Yeah.
What do you? You'll float. I'll come get you. Drag you out of the water. No problem.
The math on you guys, it's not great.
The math ain't mathin' for you?
No.
So sorry. We're here trying. My bad.
My bad. Kill you.
All right. So yeah, stay tuned for stuff on the new house. Let's get to some of the updates. So we got some product updates we want to go through. This first one's really interesting. So we did a live a couple weeks ago. I think it was with Tackle Talk. And when we were talking to him, we ended up complaining about our GoPros. Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't Tackle Talk. It was when we were doing Our Opinions Have Changed. So the thumbnail with the Uno reverse card on it. And I had brought up GoPro because we had recently lost a bunch of footage, and Paul's GoPro Hero 9 specifically was having a lot of problems. I was having problems. We had overheating, we had bad sound quality, and we had clips disappearing into the ether, if you will. So, but are you okay? You can't hear me right now. This grimace he is making is because his arm is not in a sling, even though it should be in a sling, and he is just refusing to put it in said sling. Yeah, we'll talk about those batteries in a second. Welcome back. Why aren't you wearing your sling, dog? P-dubs, why aren't you wearing your sling?
Well, that's a great question.
So glad you asked.
It's called I'm irresponsible. No, I'm a mess. No,
true.
After I tried to search, he's like, "So you're wearing the sling?" And I was like, "Yeah, that they told me to wear it." And I was like, "But I like kind of used it all week anyways."
He's like, "Coward."
He's like, "Were you lifting?" Yeah, kind of. He's like, Were you lifting like super heavy stuff?" Like, no, it's helping me not do stuff because I keep wanting to do stuff. And he's like, "I get it." He's like, "Wear the sling if you want to, but if you don't, it's just gonna do what it's gonna do. It doesn't really matter." Like,
I'm gonna fix it regardless.
He's like, it's already broken, so you're fine. You can't hurt it anymore, but like if it's painful, you should stop. So I'm kind of just like trying to use it sparingly. It was like I'm using this only for like bathing, and like that was it. But now I'm more like I'll use this to like carry a beverage or whatever.
I love
or open a box.
Can you damage yourself more? I love Feather Outdoors comment here. It's because you're rigid, bro. That's you're rigid.
He gets it.
He gets it.
Right. So what did you tell him about the situation?
Let's get into it. So I told him our GoPro Hero 9s were crap. We were pissed off at them. We don't like them anymore. So we complained about it. And GoPro, thanks to Drew Gregory, connected us with a guy who is somewhere higher up at GoPro.
He's the president.
Yeah, like I said, somewhere higher up at GoPro, somewhere near the upper echelons of GoPro.
He's the echelon.
He is the echelon of GoPro. So the president of GoPro was like, "Oh no, bro, that's not good on us."
He didn't say that.
He didn't. He was like, "You know what?
It was implied, but he did not say that."
He was like, "Thanks for the feedback. We hate hearing bad experience like that. Let's do this. Let's set you up with the new GoPro 13s." And we were like, "Okay." And we'll ship them out to you. I didn't know they were going to send all the stuff they sent. I thought we were just getting cameras.
Same.
So they were like, we'll send you the 13s and you guys let us know how you feel about those. And I was like, okay, that's really cool to hear that they, they're standing on business. They want to, earn us back before we jump ship and go to DJI, which we already partially did because Paul has a DJI Action Cam 4, which he likes. I mean, so far it's been pretty good, right?
I've had 2 problems that I'm not happy about. Now, it could be a frame rate issue, and it could be
It overheated once.
It overheated twice.
Oh,
So it ran the battery dead. Now, that could have been the battery. So I bought a new battery, same brand new battery, a bigger one. And then the second time it overheated. And I'm not sure why. So both times, like when the GoPro overheats, I pretty much know why. Like it's very rare.
It's hot.
But it's like extreme. And it's really, I mean, truly, it's not happened in so long. I don't worry about it. I wasn't worried about the DJI, and now I'm terrified about it. Like I had to turn it off for a half hour. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, so we got the GoPro Hero 13s. We're going to try them out. You can connect them with those DJI mics, by the way, that we have.
Yes, I think I told you that.
Yeah. You have to use a media mod. There's no way around it.
Would you? You may have had to have You may have had to have done that, no matter what the mic was.
I think so. I'm pretty sure it does have Bluetooth capabilities, but that might just be like
there's a delay anyways. I've heard there's a delay anyways, and I think that's specifically for AirPods.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It was just AirPods or something. But anyways, the media mods that we already have, they do fit it. The side doors that we have, they also fit it. I already tested everything. I already ran the GoPro for 2 days. And I can tell you that it is pretty dang solid. You do have to. There's an update. There's like a secret update you have to do if you want to run USB power. So it will not run USB power. Like if you have a juice bank from,
Really?
it will not do it. If you have a YOLOtech juice bank, it will not run on that. If you have an external battery, it will not run on that unless. And I found this digging through YOLOtech's website actually. So shout out to YOLOtech. They have
Dang.
a link to I think it's GoPro Labs, and you can download beta software. You put it on a memory card, you put it in your camera, and then you have to point your camera at a
No,
QR code.
stop it.
I've already done it.
Oh my god.
The issue that I have is that
It's like in a car where you have to jiggle the seatbelt.
yeah,
The driver's side 4 times. Then you kick
press
the
the brake pedal
dashboard
twice.
while at the same time licking the steering wheel, and the headlights will come on.
They will reboot.
The blinker will turn off.
Exactly. So honestly, though, it's not that hard. It's quick. It took me 5 minutes, and now I can run the 13 on USB power. I can run it on the juice bank. I can run it on these new Naqua batteries that we got, which are pretty cool, which Paul will show you in a minute. And yeah, overall, I think it's nice. They have a lot higher quality footage that you can pull from it. You can shoot in 5.3K. Slow-mo is a lot better. There's all sorts of stuff. We can do advanced things. Not that we've ever done advanced things on this channel, but we can do advanced things. We'll try it out. But yeah, that's what we're going to be shooting on from now on. The cool thing was,
Oh, go ahead.
unless you, all right. So the cool thing was, show them that box that you got. If you can,
I'm gonna film this.
So I also filmed an unboxing that I planned on doing over edit. They have
Let's see
voiceover.
who does better.
Go for it, and then we'll pick the best one and post that one, or we'll post both.
I'll post mine tomorrow.
Post both back to back. So the crazy thing, and Paul hasn't even opened his yet, so I don't know if he knows this. That is they call it the legit kit.
A legit
and
kit, yeah.
That box comes with all of the lenses except for the except for the super high end one. So we have all of the polarized lenses. We have the super wide view. And then we have there's another one that's like zoomable or something. I haven't messed with them too much.
That's your third iPhone, the one that I have that you don't have, with the 3 lenses. That's the what's it called? It's not the field of view. It's got the FOV.
Oh, is that on your DJI? What do you have that on?
No, I have that on my phone, on my iPhone.
Oh, on your phone.
It allows me the third when you see the 3,
got it.
That third one is what lets people zoom in like to the insane degree that they can zoom in on.
Got it. Well, anyways, it came with a bunch of lenses we haven't even messed with too much, except for one that hasn't been released yet. So that was really cool. And then they sent us like a chesty, a head mount, 2 memory
Flexi
cards,
mount, which is kind of dope.
Yeah, flexi mount with these twist ties on it, which is cool.
Yeah.
And then a magnet swivel mount.
The magnet swivel is you had the swivel?
Yeah. I already had it.
Even existed. That's cool.
It's been on my board in the background of our videos for years.
I like the idea of the swivel clip.
Cool.
That's really cool. I'll say this. Look, so the DJI compared to the 9, I haven't used the 13 yet, but compared to the 9, it's very smooth. Like the design feels high end based on like the colors and the way that it works and the design of it, and it's very smooth. The sound on it that I hear is awesome. It just sounds really high end.
Yeah.
I like the way the doors open better than the 9. So accessing the panels and stuff's a lot better. I don't like the accessories as much so far. The mic being the exception. The mic is incredible. And it's definitely more expensive. The screen is a little bit, it's definitely faster, but it's also significantly newer than the 9. So
and they just dropped the 5.
Yeah.
And the 5 lets you link up both DJI mics, so you can do dual mics Bluetooth without needing a mod kit. The DJI still has my eye. Like, I just don't know if I need it right now.
And it's very expensive. And I'll tell you, with the overheating thing and the battery drain thing, I'm getting very nervous. It makes me not want to take it out. Because it's the same kind of thing. There's some deal breakers with these cameras where if I can't rely on it to make footage, what I have is a situation where something happens that I'm trying to do. Like I got some crazy good footage with that.
Yep.
Testing the Fluger and the pads. Even that moment where I was like, man, there's nothing like it when your rod doubles over. And then literally in the same frame, 2 seconds later, what if I didn't get that moment? Like,
Right.
I know it doesn't matter, but, like, some moments like that, like, you're trying to do that. I
Yep.
could easily have lost that footage with
Yep.
an overheat and not have even known it. It could have been off, and
Mhm.
I didn't know when it died the first time. So, there's something to be said for reliability almost more than
Yep.
anything else. It's the most important thing.
I would say run it on USB power without the battery inside of
Yeah.
it, and your
100.
heating it'll never overheat. My
Yep.
my GoPro 9 never overheated really like yours did, except for
Never.
on like
Mine
I
never did.
I think we had a day that was like closer to 100 degrees, and it did overheat that day. But like most of the time,
Yeah.
it never did.
No.
The biggest problem we had with the GoPro 9s was the glitchiness and losing like corrupted files. That is
Just lose 1 out of 40 files will just be kaput.
you think you're good, and then stuff is just missing, and it's like an
So,
important clip. It
I
was multiple videos. It was an important clip, and I was like, "Do you have this?" And you were like, "I
yeah.
don't have this." And I was like, "I don't have this.
What about
Where'd
the
it
name
go?"
what about the naming convention? Because when you save
Yeah,
files, when you export them, GX000 some numbers,
so
and
annoying.
then a completely out of order
Yep,
next thing is really frustrating. You have to count your clips, you have to know the
yep,
nomenclature, and then I have to, like, organize it while I'm trying to do other things
yep.
while I'm editing. Is it still the same way?
I haven't actually uploaded
Oh,
anything from it
no,
yet,
bro.
but I do know that one, I have heard that they changed it. Two, you there's a way that you can change it with the GoPro Labs. You can change it,
Ah.
so
You
I'll
can
have,
change it right in the Osmo, you can change it in the menu. You
which
can
is
make it
genius.
timestamped
Yeah,
or you can make it, named.
I
And
think
I'll tell you,
I
it works
saw it in
great.
the menu.
Mine was in row by timestamp. It
Mhm.
was incredible.
I saw it in the menu. I didn't touch it, but it is in the menu for the 13. So that is something we can mess with.
That could be it. Even if you go alphabetical or
Yeah.
something like that, like where as long as it's in order, I don't really care what it's called at all.
Yeah. So right now, 13s are brand new to us. So we're still going to be messing around with it. We've had
Yeah.
2 issues with the DJI Action Cam 4. They just
This is
dropped the
a
5,
$500 camera.
which is, yeah, it's absurd. So we'll see. We'll give you guys more of a long-term review if anybody cares on the on camera topics. We'll get into that later. I know some of you guys do content, some of you guys have your own channels, and
Yeah.
if you're curious, then maybe we can give you some feedback on it. Feather Outdoors asked about Insta 360s. Haven't
I'd
touched.
love to try one. I really would.
Yep, haven't touched them yet. Always open
And
to
the
different things out
tactical
there.
cam, the tac cam, the one that looks like
Yeah, yeah.
a
I'm always
flashlight, that
nervous
one
on
looks cool too.
anything that's not GoPro or DJI.
I am t
Like, I'm
but
just like,
I never would have thought about DJI until I saw some of their stuff that they were
yeah.
making. I
Their mics are the best. Their
Their
mics
mics
are
are the best.
hands
They're
down
incredible.
freaking the best.
GoPro
Like,
makes the best accessories though.
yeah.
The
Oh,
GoPro
100%.
accessories are legit, like,
Mm.
they are legit.
That was the other
There's
thing is the 13 added that quick release. So
Yeah,
DJI has been doing that
DJI does
quick
that.
release forever.
Yeah.
GoPro just added it on the 13. It's awesome.
It's such a
It's
big
so
I
cool.
can't explain to you how big of a win it is until you've
Just go
done this, like, a
click.
bunch of times. It's
Yeah.
incredible. Mine has a magnet attached to it with the clips. It's
Yep.
super nice. And then it
This is
attaches to
magnet
other
too.
because they I mean, they're going
It's
after it.
the same thing.
It's the
It's the
same
same thing.
I need a pack of those worms so bad.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's the oh my god, that's the cream lures like
Yep,
theme for all of you listening. It's the same thing as like all the
ex
other worms. So that's mine now.
exactly.
Yeah, and the Osmo Cam, um, it has a lot of features that I really like that are kind of sleepers.
Yep.
But dude, yeah, the swearing angler says, I've never had a problem. I don't discount it.
Were you
I
shooting in
just
4K?
No, but I
Oh,
may have it at a
okay.
higher I think I have it at a higher frame. I
60
think I have it at
frames,
60.
120.
Yeah, I think I have 60.
So
No, I mean, I
I
think I have it at 120, not 60.
oh,
I
yeah,
really
well,
yeah.
that'll do it. That'll
Well,
do it.
that's what I think it is. Well, I think I mentioned to you, I was like, it's
Mhm.
probably a setting issue more than anything else." But I'll tell you, when I touched it, it was lava.
Oh, yeah,
So hot.
it'll get that
It
way.
was
So
burning.
you gotta adjust your 13 right away. So it starts out with, like, easy functions, and it shoots only in 4K or 5.3K.
Oh,
Like, so you have to turn it
just
to
so you guys
pro
know, the amount of draw to do 4K
is
is
insane.
insane. And then the amount of draw to bump
Yep.
up the frames per second. So frames per second being like how fast is that shutter essentially rolling for
Mhm.
those of you who are a little older, like me. when you know that how many frames it's recording per second means basically when I want to slow down the footage,
Yep.
like for you guys to do like a slow-mo, I can only do so much when it's in 60. When it's in 120, I can basically it can be a really smooth playback.
Yep.
When it's only 60, it's like bap, 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 bap,
The
and
best
then
slow-mos are
so
120.
there's a big draw on the battery, and then obviously consequently a lot of heat too. So
Yeah.
it'll get you trying to go 4K or high FPS.
So the touring angler says he does shoot in 4K, which is interesting. So I would honestly just say, look, man, it's got to be the battery is always like a huge source of heat because you're taxing that battery.
I had it external.
What was the battery in it or no?
No,
There was no battery in it.
no.
Oh, well then
I
don't
know.
know why that
I'm still
overheated.
shocked. I couldn't believe it.
Now I'm more shocked. I wasn't too shocked before. All right. Anyways, yeah. So we'll run the GoPro 13s. We'll give the DJI a bunch of extra shots whenever you get back into action cam situations. Which
well, I'm going to use one of the features on the new cameras. I'm going to try and get a little creative. So I'm going to actually try and film my vertical videos on the GoPro.
Okay.
And then edit them down here and see how it goes. It's not my preferred method because vertical is really fast, and then it's already in my phone to post, so I don't have to download, upload.
Yeah.
So very likely I won't be doing this very long, but I don't know. I'm gonna try it out, and then if I download the GoPro app, you could just pop it onto your phone from there.
True.
So there actually are some methods there. So I'm just gonna mess with it because I got a little extra time, to do a couple of these.
Yeah.
And yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I'm gonna try and use the GoPro for it.
Rad. So stay tuned. We'll see how those go. Next update. It's actually a twofer. It's Newport and NuCanoe together. So I've been doing some talking behind the scenes with some of the guys over at NuCanoe. Specifically, I think I was talking to Brian, but the team has been really responsive with us.
And honestly, in a really genuine way, like I really appreciate that they're like we appreciate that we kind of have access, right? But I appreciate that they were so quick to jump on stuff and they haven't gotten like super defensive about anything because we haven't come to them either and been like, I love your kayak because I do. We're going to talk about it in a minute. But we've been like, I have this problem, I have this problem, I have this problem, or I have this. What did I do wrong here? And all this other stuff. We're never like, hey, everything's cool, and your kayaks are amazing.
So I spent an hour on the phone with Brian on Monday, and I was like, we have some feedback. And I just started laying in this feedback. And the whole time he was like, thanks, that's awesome. Like, we love getting feedback like this way. Hey, we'll work on this. Hey, we actually updated that. So one thing that they updated, for example, is they have 3 plates on the U10 and the Unlimited that are drillable through hole replaceable plates. And the ones that originally were included with it, they're honestly not great. Like, they're just not good. The problem is that it's 2 pieces versus if you go like Native and Bonafide, they have the PowerLink replaceable plates. Those are 1 piece. The hull is already open, which is really nice. And I wish NuCanoe would do this. They still don't have this, but it just like fits in there. It's watertight. The hull's already open. It's easy to access and they're replaceable. They're awesome. So that's like peak to me. And then the ones that were included with our NuCanoes were crap. Like, the problem is it's 2 pieces. The hull is not open. You have to drill through the hull still. So it's like layered like this, right? And there's this gap there. And the problem is that the rubber gasket does not sit perfectly on the plate. So it's not waterproof. And I was like, this is a problem. So I'm on the phone with Brian. He's like, oh, hey, man, we updated those like 6 months ago. You didn't have those on your kayaks? I was like, no. So he sent us 6 new ones. So thanks to NuCanoe. Thanks, Brian. And team, whoever was involved in that.
Everybody,
their new plates are 100 times, or what did I say, Paul? They're 50x better. They're 50 times better.
That's a lot of X's.
50 of them, dude. 50 times better. The plate's thicker. It's 1 piece with a rubber gasket around it. It's like borderline perfect. It's like, here's Bonafide Native. They're like right here. It could be better if the dang
place
hull,
to be, though.
If the hull was already open, it would be here. Like, because they're better material than the PowerLink plates. The PowerLink plates are crap. Like, it's just thin, hardened plastic. And this is like thick, like starboard material.
Yeah.
That's heavy duty. It's good stuff. So if you, I recorded a short I'll post later on. It's for kayak people. Like, nobody's going to care about the short, but I'll tell you guys, if you care about kayaks, if you have a NuCanoe, and it has those plates, and you bought it before this year, like summer this year, even if you did, check those plates. If it doesn't have the Newport N logo on it, you have the old plates. They suck. Replace them. Go to the NuCanoe website, get the new ones. It's totally worth it. I spent, I don't know, 45 minutes today taking all my wiring I had already done and then re-drilling these new plates and putting the new plates on. I had to do it. So the new plates are on my kayak, and then Paul, I have your 3. We'll get yours swapped out. You haven't drilled yours yet, so yours are easy. Just boop, 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 done. So it's totally worth it. I highly recommend it. So there's one thing. And then I had some issues with the Newport motor. So I put the Newport NK300. I did get it in the mail. We pulled the trigger. We're like, we're just going to buy it. Like, we're just going to buy this thing. We can say whatever we want about it. If you guys don't know, we connected with Newport late last year. They sent Paul a NK180 Pro, which we're really appreciative of. So we got that one for free. This one we paid for. We do get a discount, which is thank goodness, because it ain't cheap. But we decided to just pull the trigger and do it because we weren't going to be able to get one from them.
Told Jeff, I was like, this is dumb. Just buy it. Like, we're going to use it. We need to use it. I want to make that video. There's so many videos I want to make for you guys this winter
100%.
around the motors. We want to do a NK300 versus NK180 Pro video.
It's funny that you got injured right when I got the dang motor, though. So now we can't do that.
Well, no, we can. Yeah, we absolutely can. Because I think that's a vlog style video too. But anyways, there's a lot of stuff that we want to do around those motors, and this was a no-brainer. We needed to do it this year. I didn't want to wait till next year. It just made sense to do it.
Yeah. So we have the NK300 now. I've already done some speed tests. I can get the NuCanoe Unlimited to 6.5 miles an hour.
That 6 barrier is a big deal.
6 to 6.5 is great.
6 is like getting past the 5.8. 6 is nuts.
Yeah. Emmanuel. Thanks, bro. 105 watching, 27 thumbs. I love 27 thumbs, not 27 likes. 27 thumbs.
Now I need to change our shirt. Fishing for thumbs.
Fishing for thumbs. Which direction are the thumbs? Doesn't matter. Sideways usually. Thanks, man.
I have this one.
Oh, can you injure yourself more? Keep fishing simple. You guys haven't seen these, they're in the store. Just
look at this thing. Look at that. That's a kayak.
Paul got like 3 gummies deep and went into AI images and started making shirts. Stay tuned, many more to come. All right. So yeah, back to the Newport on the NuCanoe. I had an issue, you guys. This is hilarious. So I was doing my first time on the water with the NK. Got the Quick Connect system. We got the NuCanoe EPS. If you don't know what that is, go look it up. It's sick. It's a 1-foot hydraulic cable steering system. Instead of having 2-foot pedals or rudder steer, you steer with 1 foot. You go toe down to go right, heel down to go left. It's really cool. So I got that installed. I'm all excited. I get on the water. I jump in my boat. I'm like, let's go. I rip out of this canal where our launch is, and I go out to the main lake. And all of a sudden, the boat just does this. We're going right, like so rapidly, because I took my foot off the foot pedal for a second, and it was just like, you're going this way.
You thought wrong, bro, Chacho.
The great news is the NuCanoe is really stable. Like, I had all my fishing gear in there. I was going 100% full speed, 6.2, I think I was at, weighted down in current and wind with the NK300. Had all my stuff with me, and I banked full circle, like did a donut at 100% speed. That thing is stable. I did not feel like I was going to tip. I didn't even feel like I had to lean with it. I just sat there and was like, we're this way now. It was insane how stable this kayak is, you guys. So that is good news. Turns out I had to use their HD hardware kit, which I did not use, which is just the difference is 1 bolt and a locking hex nut. That's the only difference, and a washer versus like a thumb screw that they had on it. So the original kit, totally fine for Paul's NK180 Pro.
I never had an issue.
I didn't read the instructions because I'm me. So I ended up going back. well, anyways, and here we are. So I went back home, changed it out, got the locking nut on there, went back out to the water today for like 45 minutes, just be like, okay, are we good? Please be good. And then I also tightened down the EPS pedal. Problem solved. So I can go 6.5 and not fear for my life, which was very good news. I also had an issue. I filmed this. This will be in a video we do on kayak motors. The NK300 must just like move you so aggressively through the water, and like you're not on plane, that the rear scuppers, even if you have the plugs in, they let water in. Like it's going to get into your boat. There's nothing you can do about it. They are not water impervious, if you will.
They're waterless.
Impermeable. They are waterful. So you're gonna take on water. Heads up. Just there you go. I actually took the scupper plugs out and then did a couple runs in it, and it's just a bubbling geyser. Like it just shoots water up.
Brother, ew.
I'm just like driving and water's like just going off in my face.
Ew.
It was kind of nuts. So I recommend maybe you should include that. Just keep it on there. Yeah.
When you're editing.
Exactly. DeBurley AAA Hype Man says he's not surprised that I was breaking things. No hex nut needed. 2 words. Gorilla tape. You know, Gorilla tape has saved lives.
We tried that, didn't we?
Weren't
we using that?
The Hobie
360.
Kayak?
Yeah.
Hobie 360 was fully wrapped in
the
Gorilla
amount of manpower and manergy went into that. No, went into solving that problem.
What are we gonna do? I need to stop being able to
Everyone's
turn.
Like, we gotta go to
right.
Ace, the helpful place.
And then it was DeBurley or someone had Gorilla tape. Someone had Gorilla tape.
Just shove it in there.
Here. So we
Bunch
jammed.
of freaking idiots. Hey guys, we get some bolts. We gotta do. No, I got it. We just jam some tape in there.
We're just gonna jam the 360 drive so it doesn't try to turn me in circles. And it worked. And it worked for the day. And I fished a whole tournament that way. Was it perfect? Absolutely not.
Embarrassing solution I've ever heard of in my life.
You know what?
Gonna do?
Whatever. It worked. It's done. We're past it. All right. So other than that, working with NuCanoe on a couple different things, trying to figure out, just dial in the whole system.
I'll tell you right now. Like my experience thus far with NuCanoe has been there's a couple of really good things. There's a lot of really good things. And there's like 5 things where I'm like, I don't really care about, but if they fix them because I think they're fixable, it makes a big difference. Because most time when you want something fixed, it's like a trade-off. You're like, well, I want to be faster, but then you're less stable. Then you're like, well, I want to be super stable. Well, now you're a little slower, and you can't steer very good. So
close.
There's all these trade-offs. These other things are not trade-offs. So I think the gripes.
Bush latte engineer.
Yeah, that's right. Latte.
I'm the BLE, the big Bush latte engineer on staff.
New shirt. The plastic that the NuCanoes is made out of, it's pretty light, but it's pretty soft. It's very easily gouged. So that's one. And then
that's my biggest one.
That might be my biggest one.
Plastic. I wish it like the native Titan X is too much plastic to the point where it weighs 175 pounds.
Yeah,
dry. But that's why I feel like I could throw that thing off of a house and it would be fine. But the NuCanoe, it's soft plastic is good in some ways and bad in a lot of other ways. Like I can look at it and it gets a scratch on it. And that's a little frustrating.
It's pretty. You definitely want to get a keel guard. So that's
which I put mine on. So we are good.
That's one thing. I don't know if I really had that many like other kind of big things. Like
it was that the through hole plates, but they fixed that, which is great.
Yep, exactly.
The solid like purple is just permanently scuffed on all surfaces in every single angle. Like it's just you touch it, it's scuffed. If you get the camo, I don't think it shows up nearly as much.
I love the white camo.
The white camo,
that color.
You won't see a scratch on it other than the gouges from the soft plastic, which is a bad thing. But like Paul and I put the two together in a truck bed and drove an hour and a half, and we just absolutely pulverized my kayak. And I think it was maybe one scratch on yours, but mine was digging into my tailgate, and it just has this long scar on it now. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's fun. Brand new kayak. So there was that. There was the plates. I don't love that the through holes are not already open. And then like just compared to the PowerLink access panels and Bonafide Native, like that's so much better. I want that with NuCanoe plates. That would be like the perfect system. And then the other thing is like, because of that, running a wire front to back is just bananas impossible. What I figured out that's easy, and obviously somebody has done this before me. What I did that I came to my conclusion of was I ended up attaching an Allen key like a hex wrench because they're really magnetic, to a wire, and then feeding it back there with like a stiff wire, like a coat hanger wire. You feed it back halfway through the boat, and then I have an extendable magnet, and then I reach through the rear hatch, which you can't reach through very far, like up to my shoulder, and I just like fish around till I get my hex nut, and then I pull it back, or my hex wrench, and I pull it back. That was my solution. There's other solutions out there, but that's what worked for me. Somebody asked me today, I think on IG, about that. So that's what I do. It works pretty dang good. That's what we call bush latte engineering.
I'll tell you what I like though. I love the pod.
The pod is great.
Sick. It is so sick. I love how wide it is. The 40-inch yak is so tight. Yep. I would say the stability is very, very good. The handling is actually pretty good too. I don't like it. Needs a little bit of a skeg. They need to taper the butt just a little bit.
It just fishtails.
Even like, just a droppable skeg would be a big, big upgrade. So that's one for me. And then, but I love the quick connect system. It's unbeatable. The flat transom is so tight.
Yeah.
And then I like that when you flip the seat over, you can go really low, or when it's in the high position, you go high. I love the tracking because adding accessories, like I have not had to customize the boat at all. I dropped in some Yak Attack stuff, and I was like, oh look, I have an awesome kayak. It's already done. The bait, the way
until you run wires.
Yeah, I store, but you don't really need to. I haven't, and everything works awesome. Like,
well, that's because the Newport goes. If you had an XI3, like you would have to. You got to go through holes for that. 100%. But
I don't.
Fish Finder, you don't have to drill any holes, except for in the gear pod, you drill one hole. Yeah. And then the Newport Quick Connect, you don't have to.
You actually just take a bunch of weight off. Yeah, I love all their accessories. The seat is very comfortable. Total design is awesome. I love where you store your rods because there's like a rod locker kind of in the,
yours is better.
In mine. I love it. It's so cool.
That's a problem with the Unlimited. It's not nearly as good.
Yeah. And then they do have a lot of accessories. So and the accessories are all like really heavy duty, well engineered, for the most part. Like I love it. I think that whole system, the idea that you could have a 2-person kayak, a 1-person kayak, and a 10-footer, and like not have to buy any extra stuff is superb.
Lots and lots of good things, and I've really loved working with them. So there's plenty more to love than to be disappointed about.
Not even close.
And they're open to feedback. So a lot of that stuff, if it hasn't already been improved, will be improved on like the next iteration, which is really cool to see.
I like the pricing too, because if you think about it, people are always like, "Oh, a kayak in this economy? No way!" Right? Which I totally get. But for that price, to be able to say like it runs really good with no accessories, except for like a cup holder. It's fine. It's a great kayak there. So you can like save up and add later, or you can only add what you want. Like if you didn't want to pay for the pod, you don't have to. Like don't get it
whenever you want.
Get the rest of the stuff and not the pod. Like you can make it your own for like much less money. And then later on, if you want to get like a different model, you get a different model. You can use all the same stuff. So I like to me, that's very value conscious.
And they paddle really good for a 40-inch plus kayak, which you wouldn't think. We didn't think the first time we tried it.
Yeah, just get a longer paddle, you'd be fine.
Yeah. Shout out to Army Outdoors 88N with us for 42 months as a member. That is legendary. Appreciate you, brother. What up, fellas? Sorry I'm late. Long day at work. Sorry to hear it. Hopefully you're recovering now. Let's do a live to raise money for the hurricane victims to donate to Red Cross. Yo, I like the idea if we can pull something together in a timely manner. Right now, we're kind of pushing out anybody who is already running something like that. So we talked about beginning of the show. Kayak Adventure Series is a big one right now. Really want to support Drew and that organization as much as we can, as well as because they are doing something to support Hurricane Helene efforts. So I love to see that. It's hard to just whip something up, but right now the best thing that I think we can do is just support those organizations. So check out in chat, we posted it early on, and Chaz maybe even post those again. We got the Kayak Adventure Series and Broodstock. You just donate, like you just reach out to Drew, who is already connected with a great organization, nonprofit that is dealing with this, that is going to help people get back on their feet. And then I talked about another one that we had seen. I think it's WNC Kayak Bass Fishing. It's on Tourney X, and Chaz just posted it there. So please go check out those organizations. If there's any others that you want us to know about, call out on, whether it's on a live, in a post, in a reel, whatever. Like, we're happy to share that stuff. Just please help us, see it, like bring it to our attention, and we will do whatever we can to support. So yeah, thanks for calling that out. And Army Outdoors, we appreciate you, brother. Thanks for being with us for so gosh dang long. I think we covered NuCanoe Newport, kind of beat it to death. Along with that gear pod you were talking about, we reached
kind of
out
beat it
to
to death. Let's continue.
Segue, Sir Segue. So anyways,
Mr. Segue.
It's Mr. Segue. Let's stop talking about NuCanoe. JK, let's talk about more NuCanoe with this other company. So we reached out to, you're wearing the hat right now, this company, Naqua. We're like, hey, long-time listener, first-time caller, tell me more. And they were like, sure, check this out. So we asked if they'd be cool if we involve them in a kayak build, which we've done our fish finder setup on the gear pod, which is really a cool setup. We saw this at ICAST and we had to do it, but we have our fish finders. And we got like an extra mount for them from Garmin and an extra transducer. Paul already had an extra one. Or no, you didn't. We thought you did. You didn't.
Thought I did.
Luckily, you had one. So the transducer stays on the NuCanoe.
I'm laying around.
I just have all these transducers everywhere. So the transducer will stay attached to the NuCanoe. We're using NuCanoe has this pretty cool retract system. I broke mine instantaneously, but then figured out the problem with it. We were using the wrong bolt, by the way. That's what was wrong with yours. It actually was super easy when I used the right bolt. Imagine that.
They specifically said for Lowrance. That's why I didn't use it.
Yeah, they were wrong. So I used the one included with the Garmin.
That's what I did. I saw the other one and I didn't use it because they said Lowrance.
Well,
read the freaking directions.
I used the right bolt eventually.
You also sheared off the other one, so it's the only one you had. I told you to use this, so don't pretend like you're no, you didn't. Stop it. Stop it.
You're
just lying out here.
I jammed the wrong side.
Oh,
I'll let the people know.
Easy. I'll let later, the people know. Literally bulging, trying to get this thing ripped off.
So, anyways, I put the wrong bolt into the transducer, and it was stuck permanently because the nut stripped out. So I had to use an angle grinder to get it apart,
which is also mine. By the by.
P.S. I found your angle grinder. It's at my house.
Yeah.
If you need it, I don't know, bring a receipt or something.
God.
Prove it. Anyway, so I point is I fixed it, figured out it's on there now. But the transducers stay on the boats. And then in the gear pod, we'll have our fish finder mounted to it. And the battery, the Naqua battery we're going to be using, we have their 20 amp hours. And I've already run it two full days. And it was at 50% charge. Yeah. Well, 1 full day, 1.5 day.
Like 8 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So you call it 8 hours. And I just plugged it in. And it was they have 4 bars. It's like 100%, 75. This is on their charger. 100%, 75, 50, 25, I think. I think it just goes by quarters. It was at 75%.
No.
Which is...
I can't believe that.
It's such a low amp draw from the fish finder without
without forward facing. Mine's got to be so much higher.
Yeah, we're not running forward facing. We just have down scan, side scan. Like, that's all we're doing with these. And then I have my Garmin 93 SV. You've got your 106 SV. Yeah. We're just taking it from our other boat, putting it on here. But you're kind of down to 1 boat for fish finder. I have mine.
Not mad about it at all.
Mine's traveling between 2.
But I like that.
The cool thing though is that you can take this gear pod off. You just take it off the kayak, put it in the back of your boat. I want to take his gear pod off. That sounds terrible. No. Ew. Not that.
Not a log. I don't have a log. Yeah, that's right.
Anyway, so you can take the gear pod off and you can put it in the back of your car, or you can not take it to the lake with you if you don't want to run the fish finder.
I love that. You just like take a bunch of weight off and crap you don't need. So now your river rat is a little more slinky. I love that.
All you have to do is unplug the transducer. That's it. And like,
I think it's so like Jeff and I had kind of thought this up a couple of months ago, and I've been like kind of screaming about it ever since we saw potential for it at ICAST. So I know we beat the hell out of this NuCanoe thing, but This is a big one for me, and I'm so hype on it. And it's rare that you're like, at least for me, it hasn't happened yet, where I'm like, this is like the dead center of what everybody wants. Like everyone could get this kayak and not be upset.
Love it. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. I can't wait to run it a bunch. Well, I will be using it. You won't be using it. You can use it in the spring. I'll let you know how it goes. And then we got the Naqua set up. Naqua was really cool. They sent us 2 batteries and 2 of those things. So this is their little portable USB. It's a
I'm gonna use this so much.
Yeah, 10,000 milliamp. It goes a long time. I mean, we've been using Anchor, same size, kind of Anchor external batteries.
Yep.
This will be a good one. You can run your GoPro off of it, or just charge your phone, charge batteries, do whatever you want to do. It's cool.
Save my can. And you know what?
Yeah.
There's so many times where I like want to.
Mine lives in my truck.
Do shorts and stuff. Like.
Yep. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. They sent us a bunch of different connectors. So we've done a bunch with it.
This one has a silicone pouch at the back for you to put your stuff.
What you gonna put in there?
Stash pack.
Cash pack? Is that what it says?
Called the stash pack. I don't know what I'm putting back there. I can't put a mustache back there.
No, you can't. It won't fit. You can try. Take his mustache off. Wow. Oh man. What's up, Rar Fishing? Hi. What's up, buddy? Thanks for joining us.
Speaking of Rar, we got to fish the Neige. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
I cannot wait for members only. I think I want to save my review for members only.
I just posted 2 reels yesterday and today on Instagram.
I did one earlier this week.
Yeah, so the baby Neige, Euro Tackle took that from our video and they made it a tagline.
No,
they posted it. So if you go to Euro Tackle, look a couple days ago, they posted a Instagram reel.
Baby Neige,
because we just posted our YouTube video on the Euro Tackle and we fished the Neige a bunch and we started singing baby
like,
Neige,
say my name, baby
Destiny's
Neige,
Child.
baby Neige.
So they posted a reel and they put baby
Swing
Neige.
your booty, baby.
they had the music notes next to it. So yeah, that's where they got that from. We get to have credit for that. So that's cool.
You're welcome.
Yeah. All right, so Rar is already making us look terrible. Neige is pronounced like Taj Mahal. It's Naj.
Don't care.
If it's French, I'm saying in Neige. I don't give a heck.
Baby Naj, baby Naj.
No,
it doesn't roll.
It's just not the same, baby Naj. No way.
Oh
wow. All right. So now we can move on from kayak stuff.
Moving on.
Oh yeah. Now we're gonna move on. Did we not talk about this on a live before?
Which one?
The Dark Horse.
I think we mentioned it, but I don't. It was a couple weeks ago, so I don't remember when.
We are in the final stages of prepping a Dark Horse.
Got an update, a big one.
Yeah. So this will be the aggressively average Dark Horse box, and it will be the December box. And we just finished picking out all our colors. There will be a custom color in there. There's a bunch of really nice baits from some really cool companies that we've talked, all of which we've talked about on this channel at some point in time. And not just because we opened a Dark Horse box, like actual reviews.
No, we got to pick the stuff that we wanted. I had never thought this would happen.
Yeah, so it's funny. We did an unbox with Ethan and Debo, and it was the one where Paul's nasty feet are in the footage. Like,
all right, now my feet are nasty.
You had your feet up on the table. There's
the
10-foot comments. Anyways, whatever. So the dogs were out. We did an unboxing with them, and we unboxed a Dark Horse box. We forgot that we made it. We went to their site. We picked the things we wanted in the box from their site.
I did that. I was at a kid's party and I was trying to play goalie. So I had soccer balls being kicked at me while I was trying gold spinnerbait.
Yeah. So we picked out some decent things, I would say, for sure. But this box is not from the Dark Horse website. We got to pick out brands straight up. We were like, that brand, that bait. So this is pretty cool. We haven't, even though we worked for Monster Bass for 3 years, we never.
Even though we did buy our own box, and it was the best box of the month.
We had the one opportunity there. I think it was around Christmas time too, like Black Friday maybe. where every like main creator on Monster Bass made their own box.
Ours was a banger.
There's no way it wasn't the best, but we did have to pick the baits from their store. So it was restricted. This is like an unrestricted box. So this is really cool. We're excited about it. And we bought 250 flip around and find out stickers that will be going into these boxes. So every box, well, not every, 250 of those boxes.
The redesigned flip around, I kind of cleaned it up a little bit, and I threw the logo, the new logo under it.
Yeah, if you want to see what that looks like, shop below. Check it out.
My editing prowess.
100%. It's kudos to you. It's a much better look. So
it's way better actually.
Flip around and find out shirts and stickers have been updated. New graphic. Check them out. That sticker will be in the Dark Horse box. So if you get Dark Horse, you'll have that in December. Stop stretching it.
I have to.
Oh man. All right. It's a bunch of updates. Paul's on drugs, and we need to roll out at some point in time because he needs to heal. You need your beauty rest, bud. So let's do a couple of slow rolling thunders. Last minute reminder before we get into those. Members only live next week. We are giving away an inflatable kayak. It is not just any
like
inflatable kayak.
$1,500 inflatable kayak with all the fixings.
Yep. So this is the Wilderness Systems Eye Attack. I will ship it to you via UPS. So that is coming. We only do giveaways on our members only lives. Join any membership.
We got to pump that up on the social media.
Yes, I think so. I will pump up the boat this weekend and display it for social media. Dang it. Now I got to write a reminder down.
Just do it. Just do it now and just take a picture with the bag.
Oh, the GoPro has low light settings now. So 13. Should be able to shoot in almost pitch darkness, maybe. Like
pitch. I like how it's got a like a light correction. You're like pitch darkness, right?
Pitch, not dark. Pitch dark.
Pit of doom.
All right, so
all right.
I'll pump up the Wilderness. I will do a video on the Eye Attack over the weekend, but it is the Eye Attack kayak that we are going to be giving away on the members only live. So if you're a member, you can qualify for that. You just got to be there Tuesday to get a chance to win that. All right, that's it. Slow rolling thunder, go. What do I was like? That's it, and end stream. All right, that's it. Jaws, don't take us out. All right. Jaws took himself out. What just happened?
I don't know.
Oh no. So Jaws bailed. Bye.
Okay.
See ya. Never.
Well,
I miss you, buddy.
All right. So have you ever, and this could be something you've experienced or seen, maybe not something you necessarily did, but have you ever like broken somebody's something on accident? Something like valuable or irreplaceable, maybe? Or something with sentimental value, or was just like very expensive.
Did bodily harm.
And you just like you knew in the moment, you're like, this is gonna be a problem. This is not good what I've done. I'll give you an example.
Okay.
We were driving back from a rugby trip in my Subaru Forester L 1998 Ruby Red. And
thanks for the details.
We had like 3 kegs in the back and like 5 people in that thing. And so I'm paying for the kegs. And then all of a sudden I just hear glass shattering and I turn around and someone had like left the keg lip out past where the window would close down. So they slammed the tailgate down and shattered my back window. And this kid's face, because I turn around, obviously, and the look I get, he was just like, I thought he was gonna die.
He was like, what?
He was like, oh my god,
I don't feel so good.
Yeah, it wasn't great. So yeah, that have you ever done anything like that?
Have I? Because you just gave an example where it happened to you. I'm more
that was an example. I'm trying to think of one that I've done. I'm trying to think like I actually have one in my mind now.
I'm like pretty good about stuff like this, and I'm also pretty good about like, ooh, walk away and nobody noticed. Nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
Homer Simpson into
never
the
just got caught. But yeah. I'll give you one that I did. So my best friend John, right? He we were at a diner.
Yeah.
And he had these, we were doing the gift exchange, and he had like he had bought one of my other really good friends, Potatoes, had bought him these Bald Eagle magnetic smooching salt and pepper shakers. Wonderful gift.
Beautiful gift.
And I'm
Beautiful.
holding it and
Yeah.
I'm playing with it because it's like magnetic, right? And then one of them just breaks in half right at the neck. And I'm like,
Oh my
oh,
God.
oh no, I've broken this wonderful gift that was supposed to be for my friend. Oh no. I felt horrible. I was devastated.
That's pretty rough.
I didn't
Man.
know what
That's
to do.
pretty
My
rough.
heart was below my toenails.
Yeah. I had a friend, someone who I used to consider a friend, slam a fishing rod into a truck door. That's pretty great. He's not my friend anymore.
Well, yeah. My wife slammed
It was Paul.
two of my favorite rods.
Yeah, I remember that. You were like, "Hey, so this happened." That's what I mean. Like, I
I
can't.
still miss that rod. The tournament concept is an
That
incredible
was
rod.
rough. That was
That
rough.
hurts me. That cuts me deep, bro.
I bet if you reached out to Dave and you were like,
He
"Hey,"
would
like,
not return my email.
he would say,
That's
"You
what I
want to
bet.
talk to Josh?"
Like,
And
who are
then
you?
Josh would be like, "Ignore him." That's pretty rough. That's why it's hard for me to think of something because I don't run around breaking other people's stuff.
Oh my God, you, Jeffrey.
Have I ever broken anything of yours?
Oh
Name one thing.
no, you can't think of a story.
You
You
either
think of the
didn't
one out
catch
of the
me,
hundreds.
or happened.
Come on, you've never done anything like that. Have you ever seen anything happen like that?
I mean, I'm sure I've seen it plenty of times. People break stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Um,
But there's some scenarios that are different. Like if you crack an urn, it's not the same as if you drop a cup. Like those are not
right.
the same thing.
I
Yeah.
know irredeemable, definitely.
Yeah.
Like
Like
I don't
what
know.
I've got another one that I
Okay.
experienced. So I was at my friend's house. I had my car
Mhm.
parked. I wake up in the morning, my car's like dented real bad, like right in the quarter panel. Like, what
Oh,
the frickin' like how
yeah,
did this happen? Did someone
yeah,
drive my
yeah,
car? Like I'm freaking out. I'm 17. And I bought that thing with my own cash. I was losing my mind.
yeah.
Uh, you know what it was? His dad was trying to go to work, bashed into it. You should have seen his face when he got home because he knew he had to like tell me. Oh my God, he looked like he
Yeah.
was gonna cry. I felt so bad for him.
Oh my, if we're just talking about cars, because that's like your last two stories.
Yeah,
So I've been in two fender benders in my whole life, and one of
that's
them
pretty
was on
good.
black ice.
Mine's
Like
me too. Me too.
everybody's at fault. There's nothing you like. You're just done. You're just dead.
God's at fault.
My bumper exploded on this guy's car, and then the other one
Sounds
though.
gross. Ew.
Listen, guy, you don't need to know. So the other
No,
the other one
wow.
though, I was 17 working at Home Depot, and I was driving to work, and like it was in like Shelby Township. There's two highways,
Yeah.
53 and another one.
Yeah.
And then the exit ramp to that Home Depot at 26 Mile.
Yes.
Like I was going to that exit. It's like a wide turn. This truck was like, when you pull up to the turn ons, you're turning
Yeah.
on to another highway from
Mhm.
another highway, and you do that, and you're like almost to the road. So this guy's like all the way up, and I'm right behind him. But like my car is like outside edge of his car.
Yeah.
And he starts to go and then slams on his brakes, and I just go because the traffic was open and 3 lanes
Yeah.
of highway. And I just dragged my rearview mirror on a Chevy Corsica, which is welded to the frame of the car. Like you can't break those mirrors off, and it just gouged his
Like
truck.
Hot Wheels. Like
Yeah.
like
It's like the Chevy Corsica was a die cast car at real size.
made by Mattel.
Made by Mattel. I just shredded it, and it was my first fender bend. I'm 17. I've had a license for a year and a half, and I'm just like, oh my God, why? And I'm going to work, and like I'm already don't want to be here. So
Dude,
that was maybe my worst thing,
brutal.
damaging something of somebody else. Remote Outdoors, my buddy borrowed my truck so he could haul gravel for his backyard patio.
Nice.
Well, somehow the muffler broke off and
Not
had to be
nice.
replaced.
Ew.
No, that is rough. That is terrible. Yeah, no. I usually just break my stuff. Like I have lots of times where I've broken my things and I've
Sure.
been very upset about it.
Yeah.
And maybe one of the worst things I could say this is irredeemable in that this will be my last story on this, but this is irredeemable in that it was embarrassing and it also affected my kids because they were using this product as well. It was a
Is it the
Nintendo
Switch?
Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
we went to my mom's house for New Year's and we are going to stay for like 3 days. So I was like, I'll bring the Switch. And then like, I can play, kids can play, whatever.
Yep.
I have it in a case. I'm loading the kids. It's frantic. Load your kids in your car time. Okay. You're going on a holiday trip. I want you to think about how all your brain cells are directly dedicated to our kids in seats, our belts on kids. And did I pack their clothes? And then like your stuff doesn't matter.
Oh, no.
So I take the Switch. I put it on top of the car. I'm like buckling my daughters in. I hop in the car. I'm backing down the driveway. Like, la, la, la. Hours later, I'm at my mom's house. And I'm like, hey, guys.
Where's the Switch?
Have you seen the Switch? And then cut to, I spend the next 2 hours looking all over. Like, did I just pack it somewhere weird? Is it under a seat? I took my wife's car apart. I could not find it. I call my wife. She's at home this weekend. And I'm like, can you walk down the road and look to see if you see the Switch? It should be like driveway, first turn at the most. And she walks down our like whole road, like Vickery that we drive in. She like walks down the whole damn road and does not find it. People are like, what are you doing on the road?
Yeah.
And then like a snowstorm starting to happen. I'm like, I'm putting my wife in danger. Never mind. It's gone. Don't worry about it. Forget it. I effed up real bad. That was a rough one for me. And then I ended up
those are not free.
I had to buy another Switch for $400. So that was fun. Each. So that's not cool. All right. Last one. Let's get out of here. Slow Rolling Thunder, number 2, coming in hot. Oh, hi dog, bye dog. My dog came over to just say hi and disappear. What is the most quotable movie of all time? I have an answer, and I don't think I think it's your answer too, and I don't think that it's that close in competition to much else. Like it's top 5 all time. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Dude, the hits just
it's S
go out and smack it with a hammer.
Smack it with a hammer, which I also experienced in real life. I had to smash a squirrel with a hammer in my basement. I covered it with a neoprene knee sleeve for weightlifting. Got him.
Step Brothers
He's dead.
Is
He's
good. But is it? It's pretty good.
There is a quote, a couple quotes from.
But it comes and goes. Like Anchorman was very quotable. No, not really that quotable. People were just walking around. Scotch.
Scotch. Down in my belly. The arsonist had oddly shaped feet.
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
All right. The stuff they cut out is like better. Like the blooper reel for Anchorman was the OG content.
But like Cannonball and all that. But like Airplane is funny. Got a drinking problem. I like that one.
Yep.
Borat is pretty. He's got some to stay in the rotation. My Wife, like that's pretty. Talladega Nights should be the answer, but not enough people gave that movie a shot. Talladega Nights is really funny. It only gets funnier the more you watch it. I actually think it holds up too.
I think it does too. I think it does for sure.
I think Walk Hard and that movie, like they are actually way at the top of that. They're so much higher. What was the one? Flint Tropics?
Tropic Thunder.
No. Tropic Thunder is an all-timer.
Tropic Thunder is another one. Semi-Pro is what you're thinking.
Semi-Pro is so slept on. Yeah. That might be the crown jewel of that whole era.
I think there's like
my god,
24 movies that
you calling a job, Turkey.
There's like 24 movies that have just like in rotation quotes for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Like I still will say very nice to my wife. Yeah. How much? Like I just can't not say it.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I hate myself.
That movie came out 25 years ago or something.
For doing it. I hate myself for doing it.
You know, something
Dumb and Dumber is good. You guys are you're picking the old ones. Austin Powers. We talked about that actually. We talked about like movies that hold up. Some did, some didn't. I think Austin Powers probably holds up okay.
Bro, my daughter pulled a callus off the other day, and I was like, save that for later from Goldmember. She's like,
gold. Yeah.
She's like, what are you talking about? I was like, don't worry about it.
You got a little box for that? Yeah, I don't. Oh god, it's horrific. Yeah. But like a lot of vagina. Like, come on, we're not even.
True.
Spaceballs is really good, but yeah, I don't. I don't know.
I just introduced that to my 11-year-old the other day. I was like, let's watch Spaceballs. And
Did
she
she
loved
see
it.
the? Yeah, duh. Lord Helmet. Like, come on, that's
Your Schwartz is almost as big as mine.
yeah. Did you watch that scene with her? Like
Yeah.
by the power of the Schwartz?
Yeah, she
Come
didn't
on.
know what was going on. I'm
Oh,
like,
okay. I
I was
don't
like,
know. I mean,
don't worry about
Walker
it.
would be like, "Hey, look,
I have girls, all right, not boys. Disgusting boys.
oh yeah, there are that."
Oh man, there's some good quotable ones there. All right, you guys, that's all we got for tonight. We're gonna peace out. I'm gonna head out with P Dub here. And we will be back.
How did we get here?
Paul will not be here. I'm just gonna say it now. Paul will not be live next week.
No.
He's getting surgery next Wednesday, so we will either A, preferable, have a guest, and I will be on here. B, not preferable, but very possible, no one will be here. It will be Chaz live. Chaz,
Fine.
you good to do that? Just Chaz? Chaz holding down the fort. All right. We might not be live next week. I will let you guys know if we get a guest. We'll get it lined up. We'll talk about it all.
Live stream from the post op.
From the I want to watch this go down.
I
want
actually
to commentate on your surgery.
I
Is what
want
we should do.
You're not going to want to see this. You know what they're going to do?
I'll be fine.
You
I
guys know what
worked at
they're gonna do?
cadaver lab
This hurts.
in
Check
college.
this out. They're going to cut here.
Mhm.
This guy's insane. He's so good. Then he's going to cut down here. Going to pull the tendon all the way through. Preset the stitches. He doesn't use a regular stitch. He does it like a cuff link where it goes in and then it can't pull back.
Yep.
Do 5 of them, and then he's going to fill this little gap in here in between my bones. He's going to reattach it all the way down, all the way through. Unbelievable.
Dude. Absolutely insane. I would watch it though.
Same.
Dude, I did exercise science in college. Like I worked at a cadaver lab for like a while.
A zombie collection facility, you mean?
I mean, yeah, listen, don't
I
tell
do
everybody
know.
about it.
I do know.
I've seen some stuff. All right. But I would like, dude, if I could commentate on your surgery, how hilarious would that be?
Like, wake him up.
Not there. Don't cut there. What are you doing? Not over there.
The right wire?
I didn't mean talk to the surgeon. I meant I'll just talk to these guys and we'll be like,
I know.
ew, gross. Look at that.
I know. I know.
See that stitch right there. I love the stitch he's using. You guys see that?
Real nice.
It's a real nice stitch. All right.
Nice stitch.
Let's head out. We'll see you guys next week for sure. And members, we'll see you Tuesday. Chaz,
For sure.
take us out. See you guys.